Yeah?
Gonna start straight off on
You
this.
good to go?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'm ready, bro. I'll fight for a living. This is easy.
Oh,
That's my day
okay.
off.
Yo, this is easy. So, all right, hello everyone. We're back at Making Change Studios for another podcast. We're joined today by one of Birmingham's hottest prospects, coming from the stable of Manning's Gym, promoted by Manning's Promotions. But I don't want to talk about that today. I want to talk about this young man here. What I heard was, the reason why I had to get him in was, I heard he had 2 days notice to take a fight, fought a tough opponent and finished him off in 3 rounds. So when I heard it, I had to go back and have a little look because, you know, people do get gassed up, I'm not gonna lie. People believe in their own hype a lot of the times. But I seen the footage and I thought, rah, man's got some power still. So, I ain't gonna say no more. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. What you saying, big man?
Yeah, thank you for having me. So my name's Amir Abubaker, professional boxer. And like you said, he's completely right. Like, a lot of people do get hyped up in this industry, in this game. But yeah, we've been in the trenches too long. We've been working hard too long. And to be honest, I'm levels above this. And it showed on fight night. But I'm not saying that in an arrogant way. It's just purely factual. Like, I should be highlighting shows, fighting really tough opponents. And you can even tell fight night. Like, I got someone out of there that the likes of David Avanesian, he hasn't knocked him down. Like, I've never seen this guy knocked down. Like, he's been stopped, but I haven't. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never actually seen him like knocked down like on the floor. I've checked a lot of his fight footage, and yeah, he's never been knocked down. 11-year career. He's only been stopped 7 times, but he's been stopped like by, you know, the ref waving it off. But I left him dropped on his ass. Like, respect to him, 100%. I like the guy. Showed him my respects after the fight, but yeah, I dropped him fully on the canvas, on his ass. And yeah, I was just shocked. Like, even myself, surprised myself sometimes.
You just said something very interesting there. You went, it's not arrogant. Do you think you need to be arrogant in the fight game? In terms of, do you have to have 100% self-belief that you are levels above this?
You know what? There's something about ego. Like, people talk about ego a lot. Like, my ego is like there. But the thing is, when people actually meet me, they say, you're the nicest guy I met. It's because my ego is purely in boxing. Outside of boxing, I'm the nicest guy you can meet. I have zero ego in everywhere else. But in the ring, in boxing, in fighting, I probably have the biggest ego in anyone you'll ever meet. But outside of that, it's completely switched off.
I think ego is like the wrong word to use though. Because I know exactly what you're saying, but this is what I'd say. Be careful of that. This is why I think ego is the wrong word to use. Because to me, you've got a trainer, yeah?
Yeah.
And you have a game plan when you go into fights that you and your trainer probably put together before the fights. We'll talk about that. But what I'm saying to you is when fighters say ego, it's confidence. Because when a man's got an ego, to me, it means that he doesn't take direction off people. So it's kind of in a sense like you can tell a man like, you're doing this wrong, do something else. But he won't do it because his ego's overtaken.
Yeah.
If you're confident, yeah, that's fine. But confident people can take direction still and get to where they're going, innit?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. But I do think all the fighters I know have that self-belief.
Yeah.
I think, can you go into a fight without self-belief, really?
No, and the self-belief, it comes from the work you've been putting in. You know, like Conor McGregor says, he says action removes doubt. Like, the more action you take, the more you're working hard in the gym, it removes all that doubt. Like, I can go a single day without training. Other fighters will know this as well. Even Tyson Fury said, like, on his rest days, he said he gets depressed. It's because there's no action. Like, you start even doubting yourself. Even Tyson Fury starts doubting himself. Because there's no training, no work being put in, no action being put in. So then even if someone like Tyson Fury could start overthinking, you know, the average guy, what do you think is going through their head? So that's the main thing, like, action removes that. As long as you put the work in, the self-belief will no doubt like be there, 100%.
What's your journey been like so far, bro, in this industry? What's it been like? Was you in the amateurs, then turn pro, or was you just go straight from, you know what, fighting on the street to thinking, yeah, I could take this seriously? What was your journey? Let the people know, man. Let them know about you.
You know, surprisingly, my aggressive style and everything, and I'll be honest, with a punch, like, you can kill someone as a pro boxer.
100%.
I've never been in a street fight. Like,
Okay.
there's been situations, people go on my face, everything, but I'm completely calm. I've never actually been in a street fight. I think, you know, it's just a low IQ move to get into a street fight, especially as a pro boxer. Even if you're not a pro boxer, there's just so many things that can go wrong, nothing to gain. If you want to be a man, you know, prove it in the ring. Don't get me wrong, self-defense is another thing. But the way my boxing journey started was amateurs. So I went through the amateurs. I tried to go through the national championships. And every time I was getting into the national championships, some bullshit would happen. Like, it was always some bullshit.
There's a lot of politics in there.
There's always my eye getting cut, the ref would stop it. One time I got jabbed, and then the elbow scraped my head, so I didn't even get hit by a punch. And I had a little nash, like I didn't feel it, a little cut on the back of my head. 10 seconds into the fight, ref waved it off, doctor waved it off. Imagine bringing like all family and friends for 10 seconds, like it felt completely wasted. So I flipped a bit. I was like, what the fuck's this shit? And I didn't even bother seeing the doctor after the fight. Like, I just went to the changing room. I think the video is still on my Instagram. Like, I'm absolutely beasting out. Like, because at the venue, there's a gym as well. So I'm beasting out a gym session like 11:30 at night. It's fucking more entertaining than any of the other fights going on. Everyone's like, what's wrong with this guy? But my boys are in there. All the coaches are like, Amir, you're right, you're right. I'm thinking, perfectly fine. Like, if you guys could feel what I'm feeling, you'd fucking conquer Earth. Like, I felt amazing, but people thought there's something wrong with me. Like, because I couldn't have the fight. I just started training 11:30 at night. But regardless, I didn't see the doctor, and because of that, they give you like a 30-day ban.
Okay.
Because you know you need the doctor's check after your fight. They gave me a 30-day ban, and then I couldn't enter the championships, which was in like 27, 28 days or some bullshit. So I was like, right, so I'm out the championships, and I tried everything. I seen another doctor, got it all checked. Like, I went around like doing everything for some bullshit amateur boxing championships. Anyway, at the end, I couldn't do it. And I was like, fuck this, I'm not waiting another whole year just for a championship that I have a maybe on getting into.
Yeah.
So I just messaged Ant on Instagram, someone mentioned his name to me in the gym, and I checked up this guy's Instagram. Look, back then I'm a nobody, right now I'm still a nobody, I'm still on my come up. But I checked his Instagram, like fucking thousands of followers, fancy gym. I was like, this guy isn't gonna want me. I messaged him like, yo, hey, I want to turn pro, blah, blah, blah. And I'm guessing he gets thousands of messages like this. He's like, yeah, come see me Monday. It was, I think it was like a Friday or something. He's like, come see me after the weekend. Next day, I'm driving to the gym, and he just messaged me. And this is a tip you guys can take. Like, if you're trying to network, you're trying to get with like high level people, you gotta be available like that. Like, I was literally at work on the way to the gym on my lunch break. He messaged me, he's like, yo, I got an hour free. Like, it just became free then. So I literally stopped my car, drove all the way to Birmingham, had one gym session with him. And even he was shocked. I ain't gonna lie, he's like, yo, this guy's a beast. But I gave it 100% that session. Like, my mentality was, yo, I need to impress this guy. I was like, I need to impress this guy. I gave it 100%. Like, the bag video is still on his Instagram page. It was last year, March. That was my first session there. After that session, he's like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll turn pro after one session. So yeah, there's so many points you could take from that. Like, if someone's about it, you can tell straight away. If someone's like bullshitting their way around you, there's no point trying to keep a half-assed relationship, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Someone's about it, they like me, they're man of their word, you'll tell straight away. And sort of like, yeah, real G's recognize other real G's. That's what it is.
What do you think like the hardest thing about, you know, the fight game is? What have you found the hardest? Because, you know, we all see AJ, Money Mayweather. Yeah. People think you can get in the ring and you're rich. People think you turn pro, you're rich. But we know that really isn't the case. There's a lot of people who have been world champions who haven't got financial security or backing, and they can fight their whole lives. And you think about it, you're putting your life on the line every time you get in the ring. So what's the hardest thing for you about?
Being completely honest, the hardest thing for me is definitely not the fighting side, any of that, because I come from Kurdistan, North Iraq. You know, my daddy come from war, and we're Muslim, we have strict Muslim beliefs. And funnily enough, the other day he's telling me to read a prayer. He's like, yo, Amir, read Ayatul Kursi. Like, a lot of Muslims know this prayer, you read it like before fights and stuff. He's like, read that prayer, read that prayer. And when an average person says read a prayer, it goes through one ear, it goes out the other. Then he's like, read a prayer. And my dad's landlord was there, and he's telling him a story. He's like, brother, you don't know how many times this prayer saved my life. And then he started explaining to the landlord. He was like, back then, me and my group, because my dad used to be a freedom fighter.
Okay.
Like, you know, the Saddam Hussein regime, they did genocide against like Kurdish people. And he's like, you know how many times I was with my group and I read Ayatul Kursi, we're walking through, like they're walking through a field full of mines, like could go off any second. He's explaining, he's like, I read Ayatul Kursi, it saved my life so many times. And he's just explaining like, he's basically going through a field full of mines and he didn't get blown to pieces like some other people. And just hearing it from someone like that in a position of authority, it put it into me so much like, yo, what the fuck? I'm reading this prayer. Like, so that's another thing. Take advice from people from position of authority. But also, I come from Kurdistan, North Iraq. You know, my dad's dodging bullets and bombs, like throwing a few fists in the ring. It's literally nothing to me. That's the God honest truth.
So that gives you that kind of grit, determination.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing.
It's
literally nothing. Like, the hardest thing I'd say is the finances, 100%. Like, for my opponents, I've been knocking them out. And I'm completely honest, only because I'm confident in my future and where I'm heading. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I've spent thousands of pounds. Like, each fight, £1,000 out of my own pocket. And yeah, it's literally the financial part. Like, if you're not financially prepared to be a pro, you need to like get some backing ASAP. Well, I'm quite blessed. I have a barbershop. I had 2 barbershops. Had to even get rid of one actually. So I had 2 barbershops.
To finance the dream?
So it was more to free up the time, and financing the dream was a bonus. Like, it was already paying well, but I had to free up the time. I was like, and to be honest, 2 barbershops, like people, that'll be their dream come true. Like, you'll be living very good, extremely good.
Yeah.
Well, good to some people's standard, but to me, it's taking up so much time. I was like, look, I can either be a barber for the rest of my life, or I can take a risk, sell one shop, still got another.
Have you always wanted to be a boxer?
You know what? It wasn't a boxer. I always had that fighter in me, I guess, because I remember my dad took me kickboxing when I was really young, and then my mum made me stop because I had to go mosque. Them 2 years I was in mosque, even as a kid, I didn't know what depression or anything was back then. That was the most depressing time of my life.
Serious?
For the pure reason, I couldn't do what I was born to do, which as a man, you're born to protect and provide. So if you're not making money and you're not getting in shape or got, you know, some beast mode skills, it's like something's missing. So something was missing for me them 2 years, even when I was like 12 years old. It's because I wasn't fighting, I wasn't training, but I didn't understand all this. Obviously, I was a young kid. Came to the point we started like, you know, scrapping it in the mosque, like we were fucking doing wrestling and everything. Yeah, I had a crazy time there. But then after that, I actually started Muay Thai. And that's sort of, I guess you could say I found my purpose in a sense, in a way. But I was only 14, 15. So, you know, you don't know too much that age either. So I started Muay Thai. I had my first Muay Thai interclub, or my second interclub. And the geezer was like way more experienced than me. And I still got the video. He was kicking the shit out of me. So I just went aggressive, beast mode, pop with my hands. And then the ref swung his leg out, like trying to stop me. And then it kicked off between me and the ref because I found that disrespectful. And I started kicking off at the ref because I'm thinking war. But I don't know if you know Muay Thai interclubs, they want it to be like a spar.
Yeah.
But I was at a disadvantage because the guy was literally kicking my ass. Like, he was just kicking me. I was just good with my hands naturally, I guess. So I started boxing him up, pieced him up. Then yeah, the ref kicked me. Then I found that disrespectful. Then it just kicked off. And I'm a man of like, not pride, but I don't know what the word is. I'm a man of like, I like to have good relationships with everyone. So after that, I felt quite embarrassed kicking off with the ref. I never went to the Muay Thai gym again.
Yeah.
And I couldn't show my face there again. And at the same time, there's the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. I remember going on a run. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in my life. I was 16, 16, not midlife crisis, but yeah, 16-year-old crisis. And I remember I was like, everyone's talking about this fucking fight. So everyone's saying Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather, the fight. You watching the fight tonight? I was getting a Subway. Everyone in the Subway was like, you watching the fight tonight? I was like, I want this to fucking be me. No one cares about a Muay Thai fighter. Like, when's the last time you know like a crazy Muay Thai fighter? Like, you have to be elite, like number 1, which is 0.001%. So I was like, fuck this shit, I want to do some boxing. So literally from there, that's when I transitioned into boxing. And the rest is, you know, I'm still on my come up. Rest is history, bouncing around club to club, finding the best thing.
So with your boxing career, you're 6-0 now. Is that right?
Yeah.
How have you found it from your first fight to your last fight? And I know your last fight you took last minute, so I'm going to even assume you didn't really have camp for that.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have camp, you took it in 2 days.
No.
So, but how has it been from your first fight? What was the experience like going into your first
first pro fight?
Yeah, what was that like?
I'll be completely honest, my first pro fight, I feel like I would have been ready to take on anyone, more prepared than now. Like, you can even look at the videos, I was shredded to the bone. Like, because when I turned pro, I was assuming the first guy I was going to fight was going to be like Canelo, like really tough. Because everyone bigs up, the pro game's tough, Like, here's where I needed to be. My preparation was like here. Like, I'm shredded, 6-pack, like, I was just ready to go. And I knocked the guy out, I don't even remember which round. He didn't even let me get a clean knockout. He sort of gave up and the ref jumped in before I could get anything. But between then and now, I'm a lot more mature, a lot more patient. The pro game's about picking your shots. You can't go in there 100 miles an hour like I did my debut.
Oh, amateurs just that.
Yeah,
point
amateur.
scoring,
Yeah,
isn't it?
literally, you
So-
go 100 mile an hour for 3 rounds. That's what I did in my pro debut. Got the guy out of there, and then I was like, "What the fuck?" Like even in the video, you could see I'm like, "What? Is that it?" Yeah, so I was just way over prepared. Like if I should have had the opponent I had in my 6th fight in my pro debut, I reckon I would have like, you know, I'm happy how things have turned out. Never say, "Oh, I regret this happened, that happened," because if I changed it, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. But if I had my opponent here, I had on my pro debut, I think that would have been crazy. I would have smoked him. That would have been a good fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking about that fight, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch back your last fight, and I want you to just tell me how you worked him in the rounds. I want to know like, what the game plan was. Did you go in there with a game plan? Are you more of a man where you're gonna be aggressive from the off? Or are you gonna wait, see what shots he's picking, learn his rhythms, and then start going in on him? So let's take a look, man. Let's go into this first round. And where was the fight?
Coventry, my city.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coventry Skydome Arena. So it's
So
bigger.
so you went home.
Yeah,
to
I
fight
grew up
as
there,
well?
so it's crazy. I've had so many, everything there.
What was that like? Was it a big turnout for you and everything then?
Not
Going back
really.
home?
It's 2 days notice, but the whole city knows. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, standard. All right, come then.
And now please welcome his opponent. He comes to us from right here in Coventry by way of Iraq. It's Amir Abubaker. The first of the local.
Yeah, this is where it started feeling real. Oh, I was like, shit. No turning back now.
Abubaker, the 24-year-old, he's undefeated in 5 with 3 knockouts already. He's a late addition to the show. He's brought a few fans as well. He's very confident. He spoke really well at the press conference on Thursday, and he's delighted to have this opportunity because that's what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Into the Fire, presented to you by Izzy of GBM Sports in association with broadcast partner DAZN.
Is that Todd there?
Yeah.
Big man in the game.
This contest is 4 3-minute rounds in the middleweight division. And
People were saying he looks like Mike Tyson's son. Fights like him too.
Just from this, there looks like a big weight difference though.
He looks heavier, don't he?
Yeah,
He looks mad. He looks wham, bro. Yeah.
So what weight is this? What weight we going in at?
11 stone 11, which is 74 kilos. But it's same day weigh-in, so you can't really cut weight.
A veteran of the ring with 78 professional contests to his name, including 13 wins, 4 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he comes to us from Sheffield by way of Boxer, Cameroon. It's Serge and Bomo. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner wearing the white and blue shorts. He weighed in at 11 stone, 11 pounds and 8 ounces. And his record thus far is a perfect one, consisting of 5 wins, no losses.
If you didn't know me, you'd think I'm out of shape. I'm gonna get smoked here.
And he comes from right here in Coventry by way of Suleimana, Iraq. Please welcome Amir Abubaker.
So what do you know at this point here?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Do you feel like you need to You know, like they usually say when you go into a fight and you face to face,
Yeah.
make sure you're looking in his eyes. Mate, do you believe in that, or is it just your technical skills are just gonna?
You know what it is? In the amateurs, I used to look my opponent deep in the eyes, and if he blinked, he looked away, I'd be like, I've got this guy. And I've had opponents where they look straight back, they don't blink, and I know then, oh, this is going to be a hard fight. But there's been a point, like, I think it's when I turn pro, I just look at their feet. Like, because at this point, it's just strictly business. Like, I don't actually hate the guy. Like, in the amateurs, I hate the guy. Like, you don't talk to each other. You're his coach, your coach. It's like beef. You're trying to get information out of each other. Hey, I'll see him before the fight. Like, how you doing? Like, it's like when you step in the ring, it's strictly businesses. It's almost unnatural. It's an unnatural feeling. In fact, I'll be completely honest. Before going in the ring, I was thinking like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I'm not angry. I'm not like, in the amateurs, you have that hunger. It's different. It's completely different. Yeah, and I can only imagine if you're fighting for like multiple £1 million.
You got that.
Yeah, I guess that'll motivate you in a way, actually. Yeah.
But surely that's where you're trying to get to.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the motivation.
100%. Maybe this is because I wasn't getting anything. Maybe it's that.
I think maybe it's just you're confident in your ability now.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So you know, like you were saying, in your first fight, you was up here.
Yeah, my preparation.
Your prep was that high.
Yeah.
That when you fought, you kind of thought, I could probably take my foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe now, when you're coming up to these opponents in the start of the journey, maybe you haven't got that quite hungry because, like you said earlier, I'm above this now.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm already ready for the step up.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? There's going to be a point where the fight's coming, you're going to start to feel like, if I do feel like I haven't got that aggression or that adrenaline or that competitive edge when I'm going in there, then you ain't got no business being in there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But then again, I haven't been in a fight where I completely hate the guy, he hates me, we're trash talking back and forth for 6 weeks. I feel like I'll be a completely different fighter doing it that way.
Do you think?
100%. I'll be levels above this.
Yeah.
Because you're at constant war. You know what I mean? Like in your mind, it's every day you have a objective to beat your opponent. But right now, like this was last minute notice.
Yeah.
So.
How did you feel about that just being last minute? Was there any doubt in it? Like, I don't know whether to take it, or was it just now?
No, I was like, I have to take it. I'm doing nothing this weekend. Like, either be living your life, partying your ass off, or fucking be in the trenches grafting. Don't be in between doing nothing. So I was like, I'm doing nothing. I might as well take the fight. And it's in my city. The only thing was ticket sales. I was like, can I sell this much tickets in 2 days? And it's fucking hard, but we got it done. Yeah.
Fair play.
The dulcet tones of Brian Churchill, good to see him on the circuit. One of the young referees around under the British Board of Boxing Control. Into the Fire begins the early card, live on YouTube on DAZN. Remember, 7 o'clock, the main DAZN app. It's a plethora of cracking entertainment tonight and a new era for GBM Sports. Amir Abubaker in the white and the white boots, in with Serge and Bono. They have fought before, back in November of last year. And Bono, very tough and seasoned veteran in the business. He's 37 now, and in fight number 79. Only won 13, but he springs the odd upset along the way, Dave, doesn't he?
Jab's potent.
Yeah.
How important is the jab? I think when people watch boxing, especially, if you're an armchair fan, you're watching a lot of heavyweight boxing, and you're thinking you're going in there and it's slugfest. But how important of a tool is your jab to you?
Oh, it's the most important weapon, but at the same time, it can be some people's their weakness, I guess. Some people's biggest enemy. Because their jab's so shit, someone good like me, I'll counter it and knock out.
Okay.
So it can be either your best weapon or your biggest weakness. It's how you use it, how effective you are, and the timing, and if it's readable. There's a lot of things that go into a jab, but all people see is A to B. That's all people see. But it's a lot more to it.
Well, it's a setup, isn't it, really?
Set up, range. I do it to test them. test my power, like let them know I got power. If they could take it, like a second I jabbed him, I see his nose pouring the blood. I was like, I got this guy, I got the fight.
Yeah,
I got more power. It's more, even then, it's like an ego thing. It's like, I've got you, got more power.
Yeah.
Composed Amir Abubaker has been all week since the late notice call. Just waiting for a chance to really explode onto the scene. Good body shots from the 24-year-old.
Yeah, it's mixing them head and body nicely. Quick to do that pretty quick.
Yeah, compact, strong fighter, originally from Iraq. Lives and boxes out of Coventry. Some speed as well for a middleweight. A nice right hand there. Just trying to prise open the guard of Bolo, who's always really well protected, isn't he?
Yeah, when you've had 79 fights, you know your way around the ring. Nice right hand to the body there from Abubaker.
A big right swinging hand. He complains it's around the back of the head, Abubaker. It's good work so far from the youngster. Nice jab there.
Do you like to take centre of the ring? Or does that just depend on the fighter?
You know, it depends on the fighter. I used to love taking centre as an amateur, but in the pro game, everyone just comes forward. And you really, it's actually a high IQ sport. Like, someone like me, if you,
If you're a novice or...
even if, just anyone, even you, like if you're a fighter, you want to take the minimum amount of damage
Yeah.
and give the most. And doing that, if someone's just coming forward like a Terminator, I have no choice but to give ground.
you off, yeah.
I'll give you ground, but I'll make sure you take some as well. Yeah, so it's a lot that goes into it. I wish I could take centre every fight, but some people literally don't mind dying in there. Especially these Eastern Europeans, it's almost like they got nothing to lose, and that's the only thing they know, just coming forward. So how'd you beat that guy?
Yeah, no, that's true. So now that you're fighting, who do you watch? Do you watch fighters and study? Are you a student of the game?
To be honest, I completely I don't watch any sports, even boxing.
You don't watch it at all?
No, I will start watching it more now. Because you gotta remember, like I said, the biggest thing about this is finances. So when I'm not in the boxing gym, straight I'm focused on business, working this, that. So by the time it comes to it, I don't even have time to watch the fights. I watch highlights sometimes, but when I do watch fights, I actually implement what I see like very fast.
This is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So is there any fighters you look at and think, I like that style?
100%.
Or you see like movements to do and think, you know, I could
Yeah.
probably work that into my game. And if so, who would you say are fighters that you do like and look up to and think, you know what, that's what I'd like to emulate?
Definitely Canelo, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. I watch all of them. Used to watch a lot of Lemonchenko. But yes, like even some moves Canelo used against Golovkin, I still do to this day. I used in this fight.
Yeah.
Like he blocked with his elbow like that. That's what he's doing against Golovkin. I do that to this day. So after the jab, you used to turn his elbow like that to protect an overhand right. Even to this day, I use it, and that's from the fight back then. But in the recent years, I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't been watching it, studying it that much. But yo, if I see it kick off the career, I'm gonna start watching it all fucking day. Yeah.
So your cornermans talk to your cornerman, your coach.
Yeah.
How important are they? When you're in the fight, we know like the groundwork before the fight, but when you're in there, how important is your cornerman and your coach to what's going on?
It's like if you're an archer but you're blind and they're sort of telling you where to shoot. That's what it's like. Because in the ring, you don't know what the fuck's going on, especially if you take a big hit.
Okay.
Luckily, I didn't take any big hits this fight, but if you take a big hit, you don't know where the hell you are. And these guys, they can see all the mistakes. They can see where you can like hit the guy. They can see what you have to do. They see the whole game plan. So it's sort of like a game, and they're telling you which way to go. So they're especially important. Can't be done without them. It adds a massive. I say it can't be done without them. It can be done, but they make your job like 100 times easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 times easier.
And he took this opportunity
Did this fighter have power? What was it? What was he like?
Oh, let me tell you, like people see this on the outside, like I stopped him. Oh, it's easy work. He's a journeyman. Let me tell you, this guy's hands are like solid bricks. Like, he hit me once in this fight, and he hit me a few times before I felt it. I was like, what the fuck? And this guy, he's smart. He knows where to hit. When he throws his hook wild, it's not good technique. But he aims for the top of your temple, and he caught me in my last fight, top of the temple. When he caught there, just grazed off. Really stuns you. Luckily, he didn't catch you too many times. But let me tell you, this guy, there's a reason he's upsetting prospects. Like, he's no joke. He's hard as nails. Tough as they come, really.
But you got experience. 78 fights, did they say he's had?
Yeah, 78, something crazy like that.
Do you think your ring awareness has developed?
Ring awareness?
Yeah.
Certainly, but at the same time, like I said, if someone's coming forward Terminator style, I just have to dance around them.
Yeah.
I have no choice. But yeah, certainly in the pro game, I'm still developing, you know.
I just wanted to ask, like, when we're training,
Yeah.
I always say to people, and like, you know, people be like, yeah, I'm motivated to go to the gym, I'm motivated. I want to ask you now,
Yeah.
what's more important, motivation or discipline?
100% discipline. Like, the last time I remember being motivated was today. Like, I felt amazing in the gym. So instead of an hour and a half session, it was like a 2-hour session.
Yeah.
And I was happy. That's literally the only difference. All the other sessions, it's the same shit. It's grueling. But today I was just a bit more happy.
Do you think that's to do with off the back of the fight?
100% back of the fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the attention. It's being on TV, being on YouTube. People try to act like it's not a big deal. It's a fucking big deal. I love it. I like it, man. I've never experienced it, so I'll be completely honest. It was an amazing experience. I look forward to doing it again. In fact, it's hard going from a show like this to a shitty small horse show. It's gonna be hard doing that. So I just want big shows from now on.
Listen, them small horse shows though, I know you're saying like shitty small shows, but listen, a lot of fighters have been doing them shows and they're good, solid foundation work. And they are, man. Like, and you know what it is as well? They bring your name around. Because not a lot of people go to big shows like this, but small horse shows.
Yeah.
You get people who have been in boxing for years there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a community in there. Yeah. So the more your name rings around in there, the more chances you've got of going to these shows again and again and again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If I had a choice, though, I'd stay on big shows all year round.
Of course, man. It's the lights, isn't it? You want your name in lights.
Every fight. And I deserve to be there. I'll prove it with my ability. I'll prove it by fighting anyone else next. And yeah, when you believe in yourself like that, and it's backed up by my work, like, I don't want to be in a small role show. I almost refuse it. I'm like, I'm above this. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. But I should not. Everyone knows, even the people I sell tickets to, they're like, yo, why the fuck are you doing this? I thought you're a pro boxer. Like, you shouldn't be running around selling tickets.
So what is the roadmap for yourself then?
Roadmap, I told my manager the other day, I was like, yo, I'm going to take a bit of time off. I'm going to focus on getting rich as fuck so I can just pay for these opponents and not give a shit. Okay. That was the plan. Because...
Was that before this fight or after this fight?
Oh, that was before this fight. Then he called me up for this. And I was like, okay, let me take it. So I sold tickets one more time. I was actually a bit short, so I was going to put my own money into it again. But thanks to the guys, Izzy and GBM, they were like, oh, it's all right, we'll cover your opponent. So I'm happy they did that. Otherwise, I would have to pay for that as well.
What do you think about the boxing business in terms of, like you're saying, you're fighting? So people are obviously paying to stream this, right?
Oh, this one was free.
But, okay, so this one's free, but let's say you get into a stage where you're paying to stream it or people are paying to go and watch the fight.
Yeah.
But you're obviously on the show. How does that affect you? Like, what do you think about the business of boxing in terms of you're going to have to go and sell your tickets instead of, you know, you just being paid to go and fight? Is that something that you just expect? Are you happy with that, the way the state of it is?
I think boxing is probably the worst business model there is. Like, the energy you put into boxing to becoming a world champion, you put that into anything else, you'll be a multi-millionaire. Well, if you're decent IQ, you know, some people are absolutely gormless, but if you're smart enough, not even crazy smart, just a bit above average, the energy you put into boxing, you put that into anything else, you'll be ultra successful. But that's what makes boxing great. That's what makes you leave your legacy and everything. People are like, what the fuck? Why is he working this hard? Even like people tell me why I'm fighting this guy. Like, they just see photos and videos of him. They're like, yo, why the fuck do you do this? And it's just something deep in you, isn't it? Even though the business side of things are like fucked up and there's no return on investment really, like you're losing thousands if you consider opportunity cost and the time it takes to train and all of that.
It's the love though.
Yeah, I guess it's something deep. Like, as a man, like, I guess it's just warrior DNA. Some people have it, some people don't. Like I said, my dad was a freedom fighter, fighting, you know, to basically protect his country from terrorists and stuff. I carry that, but I put it into boxing. And yeah, this is the ending.
Oof.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Short
Even I'm
uppercut.
looking now, people are like, how did you dodge all them punches? So I don't fucking know. I was in the flow state, I guess.
That was a nice shot to finish him off as well.
Yeah, I think he got up there. The ref probably could have let him carry on, but I don't know. Yeah, I was speaking to Izzy there. I was like, look, I'm getting this KO bonus. They told me about a KO bonus. It's £1,000 KO bonus. So there I'm speaking to him. I'm like, yo, I'm getting this KO bonus. Like, first fight of the night, I get a knockout. I was like, it's me. Come on.
So, do you think in terms of Birmingham, so Birmingham's got a rich boxing history.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, are there any people in Birmingham, the Midlands, in the country that you've seen or know that are floating about that you feel like you're ready and on their level to step into the ring with?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. But to be honest, people in my city, Birmingham, and people in Birmingham, like I respect 100%. I'm not gonna talk shit about people in my own city, call them out, anything like that. I see them on a daily basis. I respect them. It's strictly business. But like in the United Kingdom, 100%. Like just earlier, we called out Joe Laws, and his manager's on about, he's already booked for August, blah blah blah. And he tells me in the comments, he's like, fuck off, Amir. But he said something about you got a bright future. So he's saying fuck off, but I don't want to smoke. You're quite good actually. Yeah. It's sort of like that. So I'm in an awkward situation. I don't know if anyone else is like this, any other boxer really. Like, people can see I'm fucking amazing, I'm great, but I'm sort of bottom of the barrel boxing wise, like status wise.
Get the fights.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, people don't want to take the risk in fighting you because if they're kind of in that next catchment now, it's like if they lose, they're starting again.
Yeah, and also fighting me, I'll gain everything, and they have so much to lose and nothing to gain, even if they beat me, which they won't. But let's say they beat me, they have nothing to gain because, you know, people don't know me that much in the boxing world. I'm not like, you know, Conor Benn level, Chris Eubank level or anything. So they have nothing to gain fighting me, but they have everything to lose, which they will lose. So that's why a lot of people don't want to fight me. And yeah.
Okay, so in terms of the next year for yourself, then what does it look like?
Like he said there's a fight in 3 weeks. I was like, I'll take it, but I had things planned with someone. So if these things don't go ahead, work-wise and stuff, I was like, 100%, what else is there to do? I'll fight in 3 weeks, I'll fight in 5 weeks, I'll fight whenever. This fight, I had one spar the week before. That was against Mark Dickinson, he's very good. He's fighting for £1 million. And before that, the spar was like my last fight. So I haven't even sparred at all. I had one spar, I had this fight, and I'm ready for it, man. My timing's back, everything's back. All I need from the sparring is my timing, and all of that's come back. And yeah, I'm just focused on progressing every day. And as long as I do that, obviously I'll be ready for anyone. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, we'll wrap that up today, bro. I think you've got a bright future ahead of you. I hope to see more, I know I'm going to see more KOs.
Yeah, 100%, inshallah.
I'm going to see more KOs. I think, like I said, Birmingham's got a rich history, so I know you're going to be on more shows, big shows. And yeah, man, just stick at it, bro. That's all I'm going to say to you, man. And I'm sure after your next fight, we'll sit back down. And I'm excited to see the growth in you as a fighter, but also as a person.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, because you're a young man still.
Yeah. You're probably thinking, this young guy chatting too much shit. You need to...
No, do you know what it is? I never think that because I was young once.
Yeah. But at least the energy's in the right places, you know.
But this is what I'm trying to say to you, innit? I feel like the energy is there.
Yeah.
But listen, I always say this to anyone, if you ever think you've stopped learning, then you're finished.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, we'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
Big man,
appreciate your words, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you too, bro. Like I said, that was a vicious knockout as well. People, socials.
All my social medias, it's Amir Abubaker. There's probably an underscore or something, but as long as you put my full name on anything, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, it'll come up. I'm mainly active on Instagram. I have my own group where I coach people as well, Fight Club. That's what got my boxing shorts in the fight. So that's why I coach people one-to-one. You're welcome to train with me. It's online coaching, 24-hour access. So level up with me. I'm on my come up, but I'll also help you level up, whether you're cutting weight, losing fat, gaining weight. Some people just want to be more dangerous. I help everyone with anything. So yeah, hit me up on all them.
Let me ask you a quick question before we finish.
Yeah.
I'll tap this in somewhere else. What do your family think about boxing? Because I come from a Muslim family as well.
Oh, you're Muslim? I don't know.
I'm actually not Muslim. I'll be honest,
your family.
but my family and my father's Muslim.
Yeah.
And my sisters and everyone are Muslim. But what do your family think about you fighting?
You know what? It was a bit hard at the start, but you gotta go with what you see is right. And some people are gonna hate me for this, but don't listen to women on a fucking man's role. Like my mom, she's like, get your nose operated. We need your nose operated. We're gonna pay for your trip, your holiday to Turkey. You're gonna go to Turkey, get your nose operated, everything. They're gonna pay for everything. I'm just hearing them. And even the other day she said it, literally before this fight, she's like, scrap this boxing, get your nose operated. Obviously now it goes one day out the other.
Yeah.
But hearing that when you're young, it's like, that can really affect you. And I talk, like if I get my nose operated on, I'd feel like the biggest bitch.
What would you? Yeah. You wouldn't do that anyway.
Yeah, no, just not even because I look good and stuff. Like if I get my nose operated, like let's say you get your nose operated, you can never ever have an altercation with another man. Because if you just get hit slightly, you'll be in excruciating pain. You'll be on the floor crying.
Yeah.
That's like one of your main reasons, one of your main purposes of a man being taken away, which is to protect. So let's say you're out with your wife one day, someone smacks her ass, takes her purse, or you're Mr. Pretty Boy with your nose operated. You can't do shit.
No, I hear that.
So that's what I mean. Don't listen to other people on your role if they're not experienced in that field.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, I 100% agree with that. I always think like only take advice off people or where you want to go.
Yeah, if you want to be a successful man, listen to a successful man. Don't be listening to your mom. Like, I love my mom with all my heart.
All your friends who aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, what are you doing that for? And they're sitting playing PlayStation. Like,
Yeah, so this sounds very simple saying it, but once you actually, like, if you guys analyze your own life and do it, you'll realize, oh shit, he's right. I was listening to my mom this time. Oh yeah. And that's where I fucked up. Like literally, if you listen to a successful man in one field and you just take his advice, you'll get there 100 times faster than listening to your mom, listening to your auntie, listening to this woman, that woman. They're women at the end of the day. And that's the women in my family. Like, I love them with all my heart. I've got 5 sisters, got a lovely mum. But when it's time to fight and when it's time to level up in my finances, level up in this, you should not take advice from them. You should take advice from other successful men, people like my dad. Take advice from him. He loves my boxing. He wants me to go all the way with it. So,
alright then, so
yeah.
I'm a punter. I want to come and see you fight. Yeah. Why am I coming to see you fight? What am I getting?
Look, I fight with my heart on my sleeve. As you can see, this was like 5% of me. It was round 3. I was warming up. I'm a 12-round fighter. I remember when I was an amateur going to these pro shows, my honest opinion was like, these pros are shit. What the fuck? Everyone's just tapping and running away. No disrespect to them. That was my honest thoughts. I knew from then, I was like, I'm bringing something different to the table. Even in the amateur days, everyone would be like, oh, that Amir's a hard fight. Oh, that Amir, hardest fight of my fucking life. They're like, good lad, Amir. Our lad said you were his hardest fight. I'll get that constantly. It's because I fight with my heart on my sleeve. As you can see in that 3rd round, I was just warming up. I was getting into the motion, getting into the gears. I was like, in and out. And then he got stopped. And I was like, okay, fine. But yeah, I have a lot more in me. I haven't even shown it yet. So I just need the right opponent. A decent camp. I'm ready anytime though, really. So just the right opponent, I'll show you guys what I'm about. And if you don't find that entertaining, then I don't know where else you're going to find that in boxing. Especially in the UK. Yeah. Okay, you heard it here from Amir. Guys, next show, make sure you buy tickets. We're supporting Amir now on his run. We're going to see his growth and his journey. He's fighting out at Manning's gym, as I said, Manning's Promotions. So anyone wants tickets, that's where you go to, or you contact Amir direct on your socials, yeah? Yeah, all my social medias, Amir Abubaker. Listen, I can't wait to see this next one. So we out. Yo, thanks for having me. Good, man. Good sound, bro. That's sick.